So Dillon Danis pulls out the KSI fight in about 2 weeks' notice in the least surprising thing to happen this year so far, right? I think we all saw it coming, especially towards the end of the year where he was kind of making excuses, right? He was threatening to withdraw because of the rehydration clause in the contract, even though it was the same rehydration clause KSI had, right? He was saying it was unfair. KSI conceded, right? Mate, I will give you anything you want. Just get in a ring. Get in a ring. It's alright. I'll give you anything. Just get in a ring. And then eventually, I think it was just after the new year, Donis' team contacted KSI's management and says he's withdrawn, right? I didn't think Donis gave an official reason or excuse, because let's face it, I mean, it is a fucking excuse. He has been tweeting some stuff like fake news. No statement about why, right? Just fake news. He's trying to come up with something. He's trying to come up with a reasonable story, right? But I don't think he can. I think his management has said that he didn't have a team. He didn't have coaches. 2 weeks before the fight, right? He didn't have a team. He didn't have coaches. He was having problems with his weight. He was having problems with training. He didn't really start training yet, right? And to me, I said to my son at the very start, this fight, it's not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna happen. Danis was never intending, I don't think, boxing KSI, right? Danis did all this stuff for attention. And it's a weird one, right? Because all the attention he gets is humiliating attention, right? It's all humiliating stuff for him, right? It's like people think he's a fucking clown. But he doesn't seem to mind as long as they're talking about him, right? And it's weird. It's strange. In my mind, Donis likes the idea of being a fighter, right? He likes the idea of being that person, but he is not that person. Donis became Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach years ago, right? I think it was for the Khabib fight. He took on Dillon Danis. I don't know how. That came. Is Dillon got a deal for free? I don't know. And then he started hanging about with Conor McGregor, and I think he enjoyed the attention he got because of it, right? This is more attention than this guy got in his entire life, right? To the point he started talking like Conor. He started dressing like him. Like, if it wasn't serious, you'd think he was trolling, right? Actually dressing like the man. Like, the same shirts and stuff like that, right? Probably cheaper version of the same shirts. And then it's so bad that, like, at the end of the year, I think it was like November, he actually photoshopped himself into a picture on Conor McGregor's yacht. He wasn't invited, wasn't on the yacht. Photoshopped himself onto the picture, right? That's how desperate he is, right? So he likes sort of attention. He likes the idea of being a fighter, but he's not willing to do what it takes, right? He's not willing to do the absolute grind it takes to be a top level fighter. I'm not speaking about fighting. I'm not gonna say easy fights because I doubt it. I'm not gonna say easy fights about anybody, but the fights he got in Bellator were handpicked, right? Guys he was supposed to beat, right? And it was got to continue like that. I mean, the man, it was 3 years in Bellator, he fought twice or something like that, right? That's the level he's at. So, yeah, so no intention of being a full-time professional fighter. If he wanted to be a fighter, if he actually still wanted to be a pro fighter, he would have been much better staying in Bellator, right? He has got much more chance of being successful in MMA than he does in boxing. Even influencer boxing, even YouTube boxing. He's still, I'm sure Bellator would have allowed him just to keep going a few more times, hand picking these opponents for he could just take him down and leg lock him and get again easy money, right? But I think at this point his star was starting to fade. His star has died. He's done at this point. And nobody else should give him the attention he wants, right? Don't be fooled by this man. He will use you for publicity. You'll use him for publicity as well, right? Like, it brought a lot of eyes to the thing, right? The Dillon Danis name, because he's a fucking troll. But he never, ever intended in getting that ring. Not a chance. And I think if we look back, we can all agree that is the case. was never got a date, and nobody else should get sucked in by this guy. Right? He should be. This should be. I'm done. Should be. I'm done. But like I said, I think he likes embarrassment for some reason. It's like a MMA version of cuckold. You know, he likes the humiliation. But that it's weird. Oh, another thing. Jake Paul has signed with the Professional Fighters League as an MMA fighter. There's no chance Jake Paul has an MMA fight, right? It's a publicity stunt. It's 100% publicity stunt. No way does Jake Paul step in the cage with a legitimate fighter. With a fighter with a record, right? I'm not saying you want to put him in with somebody like a 0-0 record, somebody debuting. There's no way he gets in with an actual fighter. Not a chance. Publicity stunt. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Tell me what you think. Do you agree with that? Do you think Dillon Danis ever intended at any point stepping out of the ring?